gorgeous angels, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Finally, we're back. We are back. It's been a hot minute since I posted my first video on here, but I just wanted to come back on and do like a little bit of a reintroduce myself, a get to know me chat, just something really cute, really casual, because I know I have so many like new girlies over on my Instagram, and I just felt like I wanted you to like get to know me a little bit more without just following this girl and thinking, oh, she just posts Oner, and like I just don't want it to be about that. Like, I love Oner, don't get me wrong, and I love you girlies for loving Oner, but I just want you all to feel like you know me a bit more and you know the girl who you're following. I hope that makes sense. Obviously, I posted my last YouTube video, or should I say my first YouTube video last year, and I haven't posted since because genuinely, as you can see, I'm in a new house. Like, me and Joe obviously bought our first home, and it has been non-stop since we got the keys in, I think it was the end of October, it was Halloween. And yeah, it's just been really hard, if I'm being honest with you, to just keep up with content and just everything. But I would not change it for the world, with that being said. Like, I am so grateful that I'm in a position to be able to do this with you guys. Like, yeah, so I'm just gonna dive straight in and run through some of the questions that my friends thought would really sort of give you an insight into me and my life. And if you stick around for the whole of the video, then thank you so much. So the first thing is my endometriosis. Now, I always say that I'm going to speak about this more on my socials, and then I never end up doing, because I don't want to like bore people with it, and I also don't know if people are interested. I do feel like going forward I do want to speak about it more, because I feel like there's a lot of what is the word? A lot more people are being diagnosed with endometriosis, and a lot of girls are going undiagnosed for such a long period of time. So if I can help somebody, then why would I not do that? So I was diagnosed in 2019, had some ongoing issues, and I went in for surgery for an ovarian cyst. And it was during that surgery that they found my endometriosis. And I feel like at the time I didn't even really know what it was. Like, no one actually sat down with me, even like when they diagnosed me, and they didn't even be like, oh, it's this. Like, I literally had to do my own research, and I think that's just really, really like such a failure in the system. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Now obviously it's different. I feel like a lot more people speak about it more. I was then kept under sort of like the gynecology clinic, and I actually worked at the hospital at the time, in maternity, and the consultant that I had, I sort of worked with him, and he's just like amazing, and he's really looked after me. And I felt like, was the only person that listened to me and listed me back for surgery to see what was going on. He actually sent me for an MRI, and it looked like the endometriosis was like pulling my uterus back. So yeah, we went in for a diagnostic surgery, like re-diagnostic, in December of 2024, just to see what was going on. He did say if it was quite bad, he would go in and remove it, but unfortunately they ran out of time because there was a complication during surgery that they had to sort out. I had like it's called an endometrioma on my left ovary, and it ruptured during surgery. So they didn't end up being able to remove anything, so I have to go back, which I was told would be in 3 months' time, and it's now been over 12 months. So we're patiently waiting for that. I'm hoping it will be in the next couple of weeks or months, but last time they literally sprung it on me the week before, so that was fun. So yeah, that is my endometriosis. Obviously I do have my struggles with it. Like, it's not just like a regular period for me, it's I feel like I've been hit by a bus, and I'm not saying that girls who don't have endometriosis don't feel like they've been hit by a bus, but I genuinely, like, it is absolutely awful. And I actually follow a lovely girl on here. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her name right now, but it's Hatis. I don't know if I've got that right. And this girl, my literal heart goes out to her, because I thought mine was bad, but this girl, like, she struggles, and she's just so strong, and she's amazing. So if you are interested about endometriosis, go and give her a follow, because her account is amazing. But But yeah, that was my endometriosis. I think as well, when it comes to like my health, something that I don't tend to speak about is when I went for my pre-op for my surgery in December of 2024, they did an ECG, and the ECG came back with abnormalities on my heart, and I was referred for an urgent heart scan, like an ultrasound, and I was so nervous. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I genuinely thought I was going to die. I know that sounds so over the top, but like, you just never know. And I had this scan, and they told me that I have a leaky mitral valve, which for me, strangely enough, was like a huge sigh of relief, because when I was younger and I was in school, we used to do like cross country and like running and everything. I was always last, and I, for the life of me, could not figure it out, like why I was so poor at any sort of cardiovascular training, like endurance, like running, any HIIT workouts. My body just couldn't keep up, and I was constantly gasping for air to the point that like I would get like pains in my throat, and like nothing was sort of ever done about it. But basically my valve is like, it's like flapping sort of thing, so it doesn't let as much blood in, so and my heart is working harder to pump the blood around my body, which explains why I'm always like fatiguing so much earlier than like a regular person. And yeah, that was just such a big sigh of relief for me, because I was like, finally I understand now like why I can't do certain things and why I'm no good at running and etc. I do try and keep my cardio as high as I can. I will never be a runner, and that's just something I will have to accept. I do obviously do my stepper sessions, and I just keep it on level 3, and even then my heart rate is like 160, which I know is not right, but it's right for me. And yeah, I don't really feel like I've spoken about that much on here, so that's just something else that may or may not be of interest to you. The next thing that people, I feel like, are just asking to hear about is Oner. So the main question is how I became an Oner active affiliate. I don't know is my honest answer. I still pinch myself literally every single day that I get to work with my dream brand. Like, we all know the rate in which Oner active is growing, like it is huge, and I wake up sometimes and I'm like, how am I in this position? But then I think to myself, like, I worked my ass off to be in this position, and genuinely I'm just so grateful. So I have been posting Oner probably since like my first ever set was like the classic seamless, like it was, I can't remember the name of the pink, but it was the pink, bright pink, and I loved it. And like I remember at the time nobody was wearing it, and it was like the odd person, and it just all of a sudden just blew up. Yeah, so I've literally worn them from the beginning. Every single time I went to the gym, I would take a picture and tag them. I'd always tag Oner, I'd always tag Chrissy. And for the longest time, I never even got like a repost or like a like. And then it was in December of 2024, when I was literally waiting for my surgery, the Oner account reached out to me and said, we'd love to invite you to this community event. And I was like, of course. So I ended up going to the community event in the February, which was not long after I'd had my endo surgery. And I drove all the way down to London with Joe. I dragged him with me because I was so nervous. And when we got there, they told us we were actually shooting for their new campaign, which was the Lifting Teams capsule. So that was just amazing. We got gifted a lovely set from Oner, from the collection. And then met some of the athletes. Chrissy was there, which was just so surreal. And she is so nice, and she is hilarious. Like, she was just so funny, and it was really nice to have like an insight, like behind the scenes of Oner, like being on set with them, and just, it was just like so surreal. And I remember getting in the car saying to Joe, like, hearing the athletes talk about Oner and the way that they feel about the brand just made me even more determined to like go far with them. And then lo and behold, literally just over a month later, I had a DM off our lovely Scarlett asking me to be an affiliate, and I was like, I did not sleep for a week. Like, I seen Scarlett's name come up in my Instagram, and I was like, is somebody playing a trick on me? Like, genuinely, I was so excited. And yeah, that's literally it. And if I could give you a piece of advice, it would just literally be to do not give up on your dream. Like, make sure your content reflects you as a person and it doesn't copy anyone else, or you don't try to be like anybody else. You just need to be your true authentic self, and I think that's what matters the most. And try your best not to compare to other people. What is going on in somebody else's life or what's going on with their account doesn't need to reflect you whatsoever. Like, keep your opinions close at heart and focus on yourself. And I truly believe that your dreams will come true, because that is literally what happened to me. So Scarlett, I'm not sure if you are watching this, but thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be with Oner, because I will always be grateful for you. I also just wanted to touch base on all the girls that have just applied for the community campaign. I think you all did absolutely amazing. I literally loved watching all of your content, and it's just, I think, what a wonderful thing for women to come together like that and just create beautiful content and friendships. And yeah, it's just so special to have women supporting women like that, because there is nothing better. I have grown up in a place where women don't support women, and I think to be around that and to see that and have that is just really special. So I think you all did absolutely amazing. And for those of you that didn't get it, do not give up, because you just never know what's around the corner. Like, you really don't. I hope that's helped you all and give you a little bit of an insight into my Oner affiliate story. I'm just going to touch base on our house, because I know I haven't really spoken about it much. Like, I really wanted to try and vlog the whole renovation process, but in December last year, there was just a lot of stuff going on at home, and unfortunately me and Joe, well, yeah, we had to move into the house. I will probably not speak about what happened at home, because it's quite personal, and although I want to let you into let you have an insight into my life, I also want to keep some things quite private. But it was a really hard time. It was just before Christmas, and there has been a breakdown in relationships with some of my family members. So I just wanted to touch base on that and basically just say, like, I feel like sometimes we feel bad for breaking those relationships with family members apart, but sometimes you just have to think of yourself. And if somebody isn't serving you a purpose and is just making you feel so terrible within yourself, even though they're blood, the best thing to do is cut them off. And I think there's such a stigma around that, because they're family, but just because they're family doesn't mean that they're treating you right. And I've learned that the hard way. But anyway, going back to the house. So yeah, we sort of had the excitement of the renovation process taken away from us, which I think is really sad. And we just got sprung into this house that wasn't ready, had no bathroom. Luckily we hadn't ripped the kitchen out. It needed loads of work doing. We literally had floorboards down. We didn't have a bed. We have no wardrobes, and if I'm being honest with you, it has been so hard, and I just can't believe we're even here right now, and I can't believe I'm sat in this room. And I think I just pinched myself, and I'm like, we've actually bought our first home together. And for those that know me and are close to me, you'll know this has been such a journey with this house. We are getting there in terms of the house renovation. So our bedroom is nearly complete. We just need some light fittings, bedside tables and some drawers, and just like accessories like bedding and pillows and throws, etc. But it's just nice to have our own safe space up here right now. Like, we can just come up here and shut the door. As of yesterday, we had doors fitted, and just relax. But we still don't have a bathroom. We are showering here because the previous owners fitted plumbing in for a wet room in the downstairs bathroom, but never actually put the shower fitting on. So my stepdad has very kindly fit the shower in there for us, so we do have somewhere to shower, and obviously we've got the toilet and the sink in there, which has completely and utterly saved us in this process. I don't know what we would have done. I probably would have had to shower at my gym, which is just not ideal. I know it's not the end of the world, but when you're at home and you just want a quick shower. But yeah, I feel like I do need to do a separate video on the house and give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're up to with work. We had our major structural work downstairs done last week, so that's way underway. I don't know if some of you watched my TikTok video of the stupid pillar that we had at the rear of the house. That's now gone, which just makes us so happy. But yeah, if there's anything else that like you guys feel like you want to speak about with me, please do, because just message me or anything and I will make a list of everything and come back and do another video on this. Also just wanting to touch base on like my fitness journey, because it's not always been the way that it is now. I started working at a gym when I was 18 whilst I was at college, and I was just like doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I don't feel like I had any real structure because I didn't really know what I was doing. And then it was only when that gym closed down in COVID that I moved to my current gym and really started to like focus on my training. I started to educate myself. I watched YouTube, and that was when I sort of really started focusing, and I decided to go into a bulking phase because naturally I was just so long. I was very skinny and I just didn't really have any shape to me. So I did a bulking phase, and I look back now and I am glad that I did that, but it was a dirty bulk and it probably wasn't healthy. And it did take me a while to cut back the fat ready for, we did a holiday. And then now I feel like I'm just in a better space with my training. Like I've cut my days down to 4 days, and then I've been doing just a Pilates class on the 5th day. I do my cardio at the end of my sessions. I haven't been getting my steps in, which I'm going to be totally honest with you guys about. The house renovation has just taken up so much of my time that I know I feel like I'm making excuses, but it's been a lot, and I do want to try and keep my steps up again. But yeah, I just feel like I'm in such a better place with my training. I'm not, you know, my skin's getting so much better. I don't feel depleted all the time. I go in and I do my session, and I'm not trying to hit PBs all the time. I do what I can do, and yeah, that's what is working for me right now. But yeah, I hope that you have found this little chat just a little bit insightful into me. Thank you for sticking around to the end if you have done, because I appreciate for some you may not be interested, and somebody might not even watch this video, but everybody starts somewhere. And I hope that like if you're watching this thinking, oh, I'm too scared to post, or I don't know, anything like that, like just go for it. Like you literally have nothing to lose. And yeah, I'm currently sat here with a hot water bottle because it's absolutely freezing in this house. My daddy's coming over today to sort out like the insulation and stuff in the loft and in the garage. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off there. Thank you so much for watching, listening, liking, sharing, reposting, commenting, anything like that, because I literally would not be in this position that I am without you guys, and I genuinely appreciate you all so much. But yeah.